Don't forget to subscribe for daily boxing videos, guys. If Parker can win the fight, but it opens up so many doors for Parker, Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, whoever. But right now, this is the biggest heavyweight fight out there. And who knows, there could be a Joshua versus Parker 1, 2, 3. Who knows? I don't think anybody is looking past this fight from any camps. So if Parker is to win, he becomes a huge star. And we are in the business of working with huge stars. But Anthony Joshua is our guy. And for me, there is only one winner on March 31st. If Parker does defy the odds and beats Joshua convincingly, Hearn believes the Kiwi will become the biggest star in world boxing. I said in the build up to this fight, this is another reason why it's so dangerous. Anthony Joshua, in my opinion, is the biggest star in the world of boxing. And if Parker beats him, he becomes the biggest star in world boxing because he would be holding 4 of the heavyweight belts and he would have just beaten the man. Trust me when I say, when you see the spectacle on March 31st and the platform, the production, and the atmosphere, all these things will turn Joseph Parker into a star if he can dethrone Joshua. That in itself is a risk, and that in itself is a worry to us because we know what Joseph Parker is fighting for. He is fighting to change his life. The fight itself and the money itself will change his life forever. He is setting up a legacy and making his family for generally financially secure. But I also get the impression that is not why he is here. He is here to compete and to win and to become the man. Pitching him against Joshua makes Joseph Parker one of the biggest sporting stars in the world. And that's the world, not just New Zealand. So there is everything to fight for here. And that is what promoter Eddie Hearn had to say about Kiwi heavyweight boxer / champion, WBO heavyweight champion, Joseph Parker, as you can see. Now, he said some interesting things. He said that he believes that if Joseph Parker defeats Anthony Joshua, it would make him a star because the way he sets up his fights, the atmosphere as he was explaining, as I just read, will make him a overnight star. I think to some extent that is true, but then again, to some extent it might not be true because let's say Joshua Parker wins and then he falls off the face of the planet just like Buster Douglas did. I mean, when Buster Douglas defeated Mike Tyson was the biggest star in boxing. Buster Douglas defeated Mike Tyson, and what happened to Buster Douglas' career? It went downhill because he ended up losing to Evander Holyfield, and he ended up basically falling out of the place of the planet. So he in a sense, he kind of had like a 15 minutes of fame. So I guess it depends how Joseph Parker's career plans out. Like say Joseph Parker defeats Anthony Joshua, but then goes on to, you know, lose several fights. He'll just fall off the place of the planet. So in order for him to become a superstar and stay a superstar, he's going to have to beat Anthony Joshua and stay defending his belts. You know, then of course people are going to be constantly talking about him. But one thing I will say is though, if Anthony Joshua loses to Joseph Parker will be talked about by several people, and people will be talking about him all over the YTBC. People will be trying to match him with Deontay Wilder. There'll be a bunch of Wilder fans saying that Wilder would knock this guy out. And by the way, that's the analogy I use, that if, you know, he could do it, you know, just look at what happens when Buster Douglas beat Mike Tyson. That's also for any other heavyweight. Same thing goes for Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder could knock out Anthony Joshua, and then go on to lose his next fight and fall off the face of the planet. So it all depends how the boxer's career pans out. One thing I do agree is that Joseph Parker's life definitely is going to be changed forever. I mean, I believe he's making $9 million for this fight. So obviously that's a life-changing sum of money. And yeah, like I said, I believe that if he beats Anthony Joshua, I believe he's the #1 heavyweight. I'm definitely going to be saying he's the #1 heavyweight rather than someone like Deontay Wilder. But if Wilder were to beat Joseph Parker after Joseph Parker beating Anthony Joshua, then I would say he's the #1 heavyweight. Anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think of this video. Let me know what you guys think of promoter Eddie Hearn's opinions And that's it. I'm out. Thanks for watching. Peace.